Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. There is no way on God's earth that Obama could ever demonstrate he's a natural-born citizen. It cannot happen. The Barry Soetoro incident, him being a citizen in Indonesia, is absolutely correct. But the other thing I think is important is that I believe that Michelle's statement, the fist bump for Obama, regarding his homeland in Kenya was an attempt to begin to leak information because they realized the pressure that's being placed upon the administration to demonstrate that Obama is not eligible to serve. They're going to try to leak the information out and then perhaps find a way to seek the forgiveness of the American people. Now, you asked me a question. I forgot what your question was because I wanted to entertain that as well.
No, that's basically it. I've suddenly in the last 2 months seen a whole bunch, more than 10, mainly British, but some U.S. newspapers just slip it in. Oh, his Indonesian friends remember him. He's Barry Soetoro. So they're really starting to just quietly let it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And thinking that perhaps in doing so, that the American people will become accustomed to it and would be willing to move on. Now, the other thing is that a number of people are, again, stating that you just cannot remove a sitting president without, especially the alleged first African-American one, without having a major uprising in America. That's not true. It just isn't true at all. But they are leaking information, trying to I'm convinced that the effect of this trial and other events as well are forcing them to try to destroy the information that I have. That's why I'm very curt about what I say.
Let's go ahead and talk to Tony in Illinois. You're on the air, Tony.
Yeah, hello. Man, thank you, Pastor Manny. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so proud of you doing this. I'm wearing my Barry Soetoro shirt today in pride, walking downtown Chicago. People are looking at me and everything. But my question is, what do you plan to do if he is found guilty? Do you plan to get him and his party kicked out of the White House? Everybody that's been part of it?
Yeah, how will you enforce this? Because the government's going to, I understand your 10th Amendment argument, and it certainly holds quite a bit of weight. If other remedies have been ignored, it reverts to the people under the 9th and 10th Amendment. But, I mean, obviously, they're going to ignore this, and they're going to try to ignore it in the media. If we can get it out in the media, then it becomes more dangerous for them. But, I mean, let's say you do, that. The jury does say, he's found guilty. What happens?
The 10th Amendment, you're right, does hold quite a bit of weight in this matter. But, Alex, were I to see you committing a crime, murder, or any crime for that matter, and I reported you to the authorities, and the authorities took no action, you'd have to wonder what's going on in our nation. We're going to demonstrate at this trial, we're going to have people testifying to crimes that were committed. We're going to demonstrate, document it, that crimes did take place, and we're going to present this information to the government, and they will have to take some sort of action. But the other thing I think is critical is that if we get boots on the ground, the more people we have come to witness this trial over a period of 7 days, the more we'll have in terms of leverage to force the media to begin to deal with this. I think just having a bunch of white folk marching through Harlem, I don't care if you only got 500, is going to cause the media to want to come up here and find out what's going on. But having said that, if I see you committing a crime, Alex, I report you. You're going to jail.
Absolutely. Okay. Tony, I appreciate your call, and I'm glad you got the Barry Soetoro shirts that we sell. That supports us financially, but more importantly, people will come up and ask you what it means. I mean, if you had folks, Tony, if you're still there, come to you and say, why does that say Barry Soetoro?
No, they were just looking at me. I'm a bald-headed Latino, so a lot of people were just, looking at me. But you know what? I don't care. It gets the point across. I went to they have a Wall Street versus Main Street rally today, and I went there. A lot of people were looking at me over there, but they were kind of understanding. They didn't ask me questions. I would have told them Barry Soetoro is the reason why there really are no jobs. The banks bailed him out. They walked past the Federal Reserve, and they were all screaming, the banks got bailed out, we got sold out. But they don't know that Barry Soetoro took part in that.
Well, that's what's sick about it. He's totally owned by these people, and he's proposing now this new banking regulation that gives them more power. And Blankfein, the king rat, is running around saying he's for this legislation. That should be everything we need to know. I appreciate your call, Tony. Very exciting. Let's go to Damien in Missouri. You're on the air. Go ahead, Damien.
Thanks a lot, Alex. I appreciate you having the pastor on today.
You bet.
First of all, it's been a lot of rumors about Obama being a homosexual, and I kind of wanted to get the pastor's thoughts on that, and as well as Michelle Obama being like a front for him. And I'm gonna hang up and listen. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, appreciate the call. Well, if he's not gay, then, I mean, he's in the minority in Washington. That just seems to be the way it goes. But
oh, boy, that's a pretty strong blow, Alex.
Well, I mean...
my take on this is that I find it highly unusual for someone as striking, as tall, well-spoken, and suave as Obama, for him not to have had some other woman encounter dating other than Michelle the fist bumper Obama. I cannot believe that he could have spent his entire life and only one woman has come forward, or one woman that we know about.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not as good looking as Obama. I mean, I'm just average looking, and I mean, I've had a shameful amount of girlfriends, quite frankly.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Alex. I have no comment, though.
But, I mean, seriously, that's another good point. Everybody around him is quiet. No one talks about what he did earlier in his life. And where are the other women?
Well, Alex, what we do have some people stating that they were involved in a homosexual relationship with him, one being Larry Sinclair, of course. And if you have ever seen the picture of him and Siddiqui sitting on that couch, that is a very unnatural position for two men to be in unless they are gay. And now this young fella, Reggie Love, 21-year-old, who is now Obama's very special assistant, carries his cigarettes for him, shoots hoops with him in the gym. You got to wonder what on earth is going on here with this man.
Maybe he's Batman's Robin?
I don't think so. I think they're lovers. In fact, I think most people know that. As Obama, by the way, the outing of information, as you might remember, Anderson Cooper was the one who outed the information, or at least allowed Obama to leak the information that he was still smoking cigarettes, because, I mean, he's smoking cigarettes in the White House. There's just no way he could continue to hide that. Anderson Cooper did an interview which allowed Obama to gently break the information that he's trying his best to not smoke, but sometimes he falls off the wagon. I see the same thing happening now regarding this Barry Soetoro issue, that there's no way he can defend. And this trial, Alex, will demonstrate, if nothing more, that this man is not a natural-born citizen. There's no way. See, the evidence has never been presented at a trial. There have been documents presented to the U.S. Supreme Court, and they've been rejected, and so therefore no evidence has been no trial has been had. This will demonstrate this man is not a U.S. citizen. The American people will then know it.
Well, I tell you, Reverend, I appreciate you spending this time with us today, and I'll certainly try to get some reports as we build up towards the citizen trial that you're having. And regardless, it'll certainly bring out these issues, and we appreciate your courage, because love him or hate him, and I happen to like him, he's got a lot of courage. Atla.org is the website. We'll talk to you again soon, Reverend Manning.
God bless you, Alex. Thank you so very much.
God bless you. Godspeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, more and more people standing up and speaking out. They can't silence us all. And, will Obama be outed like the senator was, Lindsey Graham, who now has torpedoed the whole globalist agenda?